Chapter 18. Gabby. The crew pulls into my driveway around 7 in the morning, taking their tools out. An hour passes, and there isn't a single sign of Marcel. I head downstairs and pop my head out the door, looking at Rob and Alex, who are reading over a sheet of paper. Rob is the guy I saw in Meredith's yard the day I met her, the one with the black beard and hair. Something tells me he's a big teddy bear. Hey, guys. I call, and they both look up at me. Where's Marcel? Oh, I don't think he's coming here to work today, Rob says. He said he has work to do at the office. Oh. I sigh, somewhat disappointed. Okay, then. Well, let me know if you guys need anything. Will do, Rob says. By the way, I found my ring. Thanks for letting the boss look for my phone last night. Really appreciate it. Oh, no problem. I smile at him, but it disappears rapidly as I turn for the door. I close it behind me and brew a fresh cup of coffee. A part of me thinks Marcel is avoiding me after what he told me about Kyle, but another part of me thinks maybe he does have work to do at his office. He is the owner, after all. I assume that is the case, until he doesn't show the next day either. I don't even waste my breath or time going outside to ask what's up. I let his men work in peace while I do some yoga in my living room. It's hard to truly relax, though, when something is bugging you. For one, I have my backstabbing husband, who apparently thinks I'm an idiot, and then there's my landscape architect, who has probably lost all respect for me and never wants to see my or my husband's face again. Can I blame him for not wanting to come around? We've made his life a living hell, when all he wanted to do was work and give us something great. I give up on my usual breathing technique and roll my yoga mat back up, tossing it in the closet. I head upstairs to shower and then go to my studio, reading a few emails on my laptop. The hopeless part of me wishes Marcel's name would pop up in one of the unopened emails, but it doesn't. As I read over one from a student, my phone dances on the desk, buzzing loudly. Kyle. Ugh. I was hoping he wouldn't call today, seeing as he didn't call yesterday. He sent me a text yesterday, though, and mentioned he was working out kinks with one of his clients, which meant he wouldn't have much time to call. But he's my husband, and even though I'm annoyed with him, I still answer. Hello? Hey, babe. What are you doing? Checking a few emails. Oh. Anything good? Not in my inbox, but in yours? Yeah, there's a lot of juicy shit. No, just some questions from some students. I sit back in the rolling chair and spin around to look out of the window. Well, I wanted to call to let you know that Mr. Tran wants me to fly to Seattle to see him Friday. I told him I would. He's interested in working with our company, and we could use him right now. What? I sit up again, frowning. So when will you be coming back home? I don't know. He wants to golf, have dinner. Maybe Sunday night? I can tell he's doing that wincing thing he always does when he knows I'm disappointed and am about to serve him some backlash. But I have no backlash for him. I'm still upset, and seeing him tomorrow wouldn't be pretty. He needs more time away, and I need more time to figure out how to talk to him about what I discovered without blowing up on him. Well, if it's important to you, go for it. I'll be fine here. He sighs, relieved. Are you sure? I can fly you out there with me. Maybe we can make a weekend of it? No. It's fine. Besides, the backyard is still being worked on. One of us has to be around while they fix it, right? He's quiet, and my hands start to shake. It's a brief silence, but I notice his hesitation. They'll be working on it over the weekend? Yes, I think so. They're trying to get it done as quickly as they can. Good. He clears his throat. Well, I just had a deposit go through our account. If you need groceries, want to shop, or anything, go for it. Money's there. At the change of subject, I roll my eyes but keep my tone even. Okay, sure. Okay, sure. Gabby, what is going on with you? If you don't want to be on the phone right now or you're busy, just tell me. What? Kyle, Jesus. I groan, pinching the bridge of my nose. I'm just like my mom sometimes, during moments where I feel like he should be able to read my mind, and then getting upset when he doesn't catch the hint. Then again, isn't that all women? But I know now not to get too upset with Kyle, so I breathe evenly through my nostrils and say, look, I got on your computer to pay a bill, and I saw something that really bothered me. Silence. Only for a short moment. What did you see, Gabs? An email between you and Mr. Ward. A string of emails, actually. Kyle is quiet again. I continue, and my hands are really shaking now. I hate confronting him with stuff like this. Absolutely hate it. If you were really that unhappy with having the yard done, maybe I should have just left it alone like you said. I mean, if you really think I'm that much of an idiot. Gabrielle, stop it. His voice is firm. I seal my lips, my heartbeat picking up in speed. I hate arguing with him, mainly because I never win. The yard is already being landscaped. I was hoping Mr. Ward would stop before he started laying the stones, or at least be coherent, but he wasn't. I wanted to do something better for you. Surprise you. Then why couldn't you just tell me that? Why go behind my back to the owner and say that stuff about me? Gabby, you're blowing this out of proportion. It was more of a ploy, a man-to-man thing. I scoff. Am I really blowing it out of proportion? I shoot out of my chair. I am your wife, Kyle. You can't go around telling people stuff like that, like I'm some dumbass who doesn't know anything. When he told me what you said to him, I felt like an idiot. I was so embarrassed that I didn't even know what to say. Calm down, he sighs. I've told you to watch your temper. Think about what you're saying first before letting it out. No, just stop. Don't tell me to calm down. You told me one thing, but went behind my back and said another. Where is the trust, Kyle? Gabby, just relax, okay? We'll have this discussion when I'm back home on Sunday. You're getting your backyard anyway, so let it go. No, I won't let this go, but I won't tell him that. You know what? I think it's best if you stick in Seattle for the whole weekend, like you wanted. Apparently, we need the space. Gabby, come on. I end the call before listening to what he has to say next, then slam my phone down on the desk, sitting on the edge of the chair and burying my face in my hands. My hands are still shaking, so I wait for them to stop, and for my heartbeat to go back to a steady rhythm, before dropping them in my lap. For a while, all I hear is the landscaping crew working, but then I hear a familiar, deep voice that pulls me out of my funk. I pick my head up and listen harder. I stand up and walk to the arched window. Sure enough, Marcel Ward is standing in the backyard. He's not wearing work clothes, though. Just the usual attire, jeans and a plaid shirt with a ribbed tank beneath. Normally he's rocking a pair of dusty jeans and a t-shirt with work boots. He points at something to his right, then walks to the table set up in the corner, picking up a clipboard and reading over it. My heart is racing now, and I have no idea why. Why am I so excited that he's here? Why do I care so much about this man's presence? I leave the office and walk downstairs to the kitchen. I watch him from the door as he checks things off on a clipboard. Then he turns around, looking at the double doors, as if he senses someone watching him. I wave from where I stand. He cocks a brow and gives me a quick nod. Before I know it, he's crossing the workspace to get to the double doors. I open it, looking up at him as he gets closer. Surprised you're here, I say, crossing my arms. Rob phoned me, needed me to look into something. Several broken stones out there. Oh. They told me you had work to do at the office? I did. Working on a few prints for a commercial job. Oh. Well, that's cool. I look past him at Rob, Jacob, and Miguel, who are digging a jagged line outside of the stones. There is an empty circular space where I assume they're going to build the hot tub. My eyes swing back over to Marcel. He has his arms folded as well. I drop mine and shift on my feet. Do you want to come inside? I'll make some tea or something. I want to talk about what Kyle said to you in those emails. So you read them? He asks, quirking a brow. I did. Not a pleasant guy, your husband. He's not always like that. He has control issues sometimes. Marcel looks me over and a small dip forms between his brows. After clearing his throat, he says, I don't drink tea, but if you have more of that lemonade I tried last time, I'll gladly take a glass. I smile up at him. Yeah, I actually made a fresh batch the other day. I walk inside, and he follows behind me, closing the door along the way. I walk to the fridge while he stands by the island counter, looking around. I take it you've talked to him about it? Not really. More like argued about his lack of respect, I mutter, taking out the half-full jug of lemonade. I can't believe he said that to you. I meet his eyes. I know I shouldn't be the one apologizing for his actions, but I'm sorry he sent that. He was trying to put you in a tough spot. I'm glad you didn't cave. It's fine. No need to apologize for something you had no control over. I grab a glass from the cabinet, rinse the dust out of it, and then fill it with lemonade. I hand it to him, and he accepts it appreciatively. After taking a sip, he places the glass on the counter. Can I ask you something? He asks as I rest my lower back against the edge of the counter. Depends on what it is. It's kind of personal. You can ask, but I may or may not answer. He plants both hands on the edge of the island counter in front of him, focused on my eyes. Are you in love with your husband? His question is way more personal than expected. Wow. That's very personal, I scoff, looking him over. He shrugs, his demeanor way too calm. Just a question. I have a feeling that's a loaded question. Smirking, he says, might be. I let out a slow breath. Honestly, I don't think right now is the best time to answer that question after knowing what he did. You're handling it too well. This must not be his first time doing something so stupid. I meet his aqua eyes, keeping my lips sealed. I see, he murmurs, picking his lemonade up. He stands tall with it, and it's now that I notice how out of place he is in my kitchen. He's such a big guy, rugged and dark in comparison to the gray counters and white backsplash. Marcel finishes off his lemonade and then walks around the counter, placing the glass in the sink. He's standing right beside me now, and I draw in a breath when he turns my way. I smell the soap that lingers on his body, the Irish Spring that he probably uses religiously. My eyes slide up to his. He's already looking down at me. I've been thinking, and something tells me this life you're living isn't really you. His voice is low, gruff. It's a good life, I tell him. That is obviously built on stupidity and bullshit. I narrow my eyes, peering up at him. My heart is racing all over again, my mouth going dry. Answer my question, he demands, voice still low. Why does it matter to you? Because if you aren't in love with him, then maybe I won't feel so bad about the things I wish I could do to you. I swallow hard, staring into his eyes. I love my husband, I say, but the statement is feeble, even to my own ears. Do you? I do. Marcel smirks. But are you in love? Answer that for me. He's taken the final stride, standing right in front of me. He closes me in, planting his hands on the edge of the counter on either side of my waist, getting face to face with me. I look away, avoiding his eyes now, but I can't avoid the giant in front of me or the heat radiating from his body. Maybe you should go back to work, I whisper. I will once you answer me, and I want a real answer, not any more of your bullshit. I shake my head. It's hard to think with his body this close, his scent wrapped up around me. It's much more primitive than Kyle's. All man. I love him a lot, and I would do anything for him. Would he do anything for you? That question catches me off guard. My brows draw together. I don't know how to answer that. My silence lingers for only a second before Marcel makes a throaty noise. He lowers his head, lightly running the tip of his nose across my jawline. Damn shame, he rumbles, then he inhales and groans, like he's always wanted to know what I smell like this close. If you were mine, I'd drop everything for you. Give you the whole goddamn world, little thing. His mouth hovers over my cheek, his warm breath running over my skin that's now sticky with sweat. I close my eyes, hating myself for indulging in the sensations, but I can't help myself. It's different. And wrong. So very wrong. Doesn't matter how upset I am with Kyle, having another man this close to me in our kitchen is wrong. A fantasy is one thing, but actually doing it is a whole other ballgame. Though I'm sure it's an amazing feeling for a woman to have Marcel Ward between her legs, or pushed up against her body, that woman can't be me, so I raise my arms and push him back. He's solid, so he hardly budges, but I make do, sliding sideways to get further away from him. Fortunately, Marcel backs away with an arrogant smile. He heads for the double doors and pushes one of them open, still smiling as he looks back at me one more time. "See you soon, Gabby," he says before walking out and shutting the door behind him. I let the breath in my lungs escape, pushing off the counter and looking all around me, like I'm in trouble. What in the hell was that? What was he thinking? Maybe I was wrong about what I thought of the landscaper. Maybe he does see me in other ways, and deep down, I want to know what they are. Fuck my life, I mutter and leave the kitchen before I can replay that whole scene in my head all over again.